Frankie. Frankie turned himself into a cyborg after an accident destroyed his human body. That sounds really sad, but actually, he made himself into a walking fortress. His new body is packed with weapons, light lasers, rockets, machine guns. Every single part has a battle purpose. More importantly, Frankie figured out how Vegapunk's tech works. Vegapunk is the smartest scientist in the world, but Frankie still managed to recreate a laser weapon just by studying alone on Karakuri Island. That means his brain works crazy fast. He didn't have a degree, didn't have a team, just pure determination and a mind like a computer. And then there's the Thousand Sunny. It's a total masterpiece. The Coup De Burst makes the ship literally fly into the sky. The soldier dock system turns it into a mini aircraft carrier. Frankie isn't just a normal shipwright. He's basically doing rocket science with ships. Seriously, this guy thinks way outside the box. In Wano, Frankie worked like 10 times faster than regular workers. He helped fix the entire fleet in one night. Well, that's superhuman productivity. When you master both mechanical engineering and advanced weapons, you can do stuff most people think is impossible. Oh, and here's something wild. Frankie once held the blueprint for Pluton, an ancient weapon that could destroy an entire island. He could have built it. He could have become the most dangerous man in the world, but he burned it instead. That's a true alpha move, being strong enough to destroy everything, but choosing not to. That's real strength. Frankie represents people who never accept limits. When life knocks you down, you rebuild yourself stronger. When technology isn't advanced enough, you invent your own. When enemies are too strong, you upgrade yourself. That mindset is crazy powerful, and a lot of people miss how deep it really is. Always improving, always dominating. His cyborg body is a tactical advantage. He doesn't feel pain like normal people, doesn't get tired like a regular body, and he can repair or upgrade himself anytime. Frankie is proof that with enough willpower and smarts, you can completely reinvent yourself. From a regular shipwright to a cyborg legend, he's absolutely not your average dude. Just a second, thank you to everyone who's been with us since day one. And now, welcome to the Grand Line. Besides the epic ninja world of Naruto, we're also diving into the wild, fun, and emotional adventures of Luffy and his crew. We'll laugh, cry, and go all out together on this journey. So, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the crew. Who knows, maybe you're the missing piece we need to reach the One Piece. Next, let's get back to Haredas. Haredas is proof that knowledge is real power, like, seriously. This old man from Weatheria can control the weather like it's a video game. He can make storms, call down lightning, and blow away enemies with huge tornadoes. That's some god-level power, and he does it just by mastering atmospheric science. No magic, no devil fruit, just pure skill. Haredas doesn't need a devil fruit. He's 100% science, 100% brain power. He uses bubble barriers to protect against crazy weather, and special tools to control storms. Everything he does comes from his deep understanding of how nature works. He's a real genius. He doesn't need superpowers when he can literally hack the laws of nature. But the most important thing Haredas did, he trained Nami. Before meeting him, Nami was just a smart navigator with a cool stick. But after the time skip, she became like a walking natural disaster. Her Thunder Lance tempo blows enemies apart. Her Gust Sword sends people flying. After 2 years of training, she's doing way more damage than before. Haredas shows that true strength comes from mastery. When you fully understand something, like really totally understand it, you can bend it to your will. You don't need magic when you've got brains, skills, and experience. Indigo. Indigo is the perfect example of a mad scientist. He works in the shadows, creating things the world has never seen before. His SIQ serum can turn regular animals into huge monsters. That's not magic, it's pure chemistry, pushed to the absolute limit. His main move is called chemical juggling. He throws explosive chemical orbs straight from his body, kind of like a circus act, but way more dangerous. Every orb is like a mini-bomb, and he tosses them with scary skill. It's violent art at its finest. And no, he doesn't need a devil fruit. Indigo chemically modified his own body to get these powers. That takes a crazy level of dedication. When you're willing to experiment on yourself, you've already crossed a line that most people would never even think about touching. His mass juggling move shows how smart he is in battle. He can combine lots of chemical balls into one huge explosion. It's basically a way to wipe out an entire battlefield. That kind of move proves he's not just some lab nerd. He's a real combat specialist who understands strategy and chaos. And yes, he also uses a sword. That means Indigo is a full package fighter. You can't stay far because of his chemical attacks, but you also can't get close because he's got sword skills. He's totally unpredictable and seriously dangerous in any situation. Caesar Clown. Caesar Clown is an extremely dangerous scientist in One Piece. He creates deadly weapons that scare even the strongest groups in the world. Just look at Punk Hazard. It used to be a beautiful island, but Caesar's experiment completely destroyed it and turned it into a deadly wasteland. His craziest creation is Smiley, a giant blob of poison slime. Caesar gave it life by feeding it the Sara Sara no Ma devil fruit. Smiley releases toxic gas non-stop and obeys Caesar's every command. It's a monster made from pure science, ready to devour anything in its path. Caesar is also the only person who knows how to make SAD, the chemical used to create artificial Zoan devil fruits. That made him super important in the black market. Doflamingo trusted Caesar to supply weapons for the Yonko. Even though the smile fruits have horrible side effects, like making people lose the ability to feel sadness and forcing them to smile forever, the fact that Caesar could make them put him on a whole new level. But maybe the scariest thing Caesar ever did was try to turn normal people into giants. He actually did something even Vegapunk couldn't do. The way he did it was terrible. He kidnapped children and gave them dangerous drugs that only let them live for 5 years. But sadly, his method worked. Caesar also used banned drugs like NHC-10, which are super addictive, and muscle relaxers that make victims unable to speak or stand. These are scientific tools of torture, turning science into a way to control people completely. Even Capone Bidge asked for Caesar's help when he wanted to kill Big Mom. Caesar built the KX launcher, a weapon strong enough to poison and kill a Yonko. He made 3 launchers in a short time. That's insanely fast and efficient. And believe it or not, Caesar also helped Chopper improve the Rumble Ball, letting Chopper stay in Monster Point for 30 full minutes. So yeah, even when he's forced to help, Caesar's knowledge still leads to amazing breakthroughs. He's truly a cursed genius, someone who's insanely smart, but uses his mind in terrifying ways. Queen. Queen isn't just a normal all-star in Kaido's crew, he's a crazy smart scientist. He used to work in the MADS research group, side by side with Vegapunk and Vinsmoke Judge. Yeah, that's how smart he is. But unlike the others, Queen walked away from all that to follow his own twisted path. Queen created terrifying artificial viruses that are basically weapons of mass destruction. His Ice Oni virus turns people into frozen demons, giving them super strength, but making them freeze solid and die in just 1 hour. Imagine that, a virus so powerful it can turn your own teammates into enemies and wipe out whole groups in tight spaces. And then there's the Mummy virus, which is even worse. It causes extreme fever, non-stop bleeding, and slowly dries out the victim, leaving them in constant pain. Queen spreads these viruses using Excite bullets, bullets that instantly infect people when they're hit. Only Tony Chopper was smart enough to make a cure for one of Queen's viruses, which just shows how crazy advanced and deadly Queen's inventions really are. But Queen didn't stop there. He turned his own body into a high-tech battle machine, mixing cybertech with the powers of a Zoan devil fruit. He even claims he's such an advanced cyborg that Vegapunk himself couldn't rebuild him. His body has tons of weapons, lasers, metal claws, and rocket launchers, just to name a few. When he transforms into a full Brachiosaurus, Queen becomes a moving fortress. He's got double-barrel Gatling guns, fake steel fangs, and even laser cannons hidden in his tail, his braid, and his mouth. Yup, you heard that right. One of the wildest things is that Queen also studied and copied the tech of Germa 66. He somehow recreated the powers of the Vinsmoke siblings, Ichiji's laser beams, Niji's electricity, Sanji's invisibility, and Yonji's stretchy metal arms. That's insanely impressive. Sure, Queen loves dancing, laughing, and torturing people, but behind all that madness is a brilliant, ruthless mind, always looking for new ways to cause chaos. He's totally unpredictable, highly intelligent, and seriously dangerous. Vinsmoke Judge. Vinsmoke Judge is proof that science can become absolute power. He's a ruler who turned genetics into a weapon, building a whole army of superhuman soldiers. Over 36 years ago, Judge worked with Vegapunk in the MADS science group. That alone shows his brain is on a totally insane level. Together, they discovered the lineage factor, basically the blueprint of life. It's one of the biggest and scariest scientific discoveries in the entire One Piece world. After Vegapunk got taken by the world government, Judge kept researching on his own. And he didn't hold back. He used his own children as test subjects, changing their DNA to give them superhuman potential. His army, Germa 66, is made of mass-produced soldiers who are fully programmed to obey orders. In short, he turned people into perfect war machines. But Judge didn't stop there. He improved his tech even further. He figured out how to upgrade people after they're born, boosting their growth super fast. Just look at Sanji. After using his raid suit only twice, Sanji developed an exoskeleton and crazy physical powers in just one day. Judge isn't just a lab guy either. He's also a fighter who uses science in combat. He wields a high-tech spear, and his boots boost his speed and agility. He combines science and strength in battle like a total pro. Now let's talk about Germa 66. They're known as the Warmongers, elite mercenaries for hire in the underworld. That title says it all. They're super effective, totally ruthless, and not tied to any country or land. They're a force defined by technology, not territory. Their real power comes from the mix of advanced genetic engineering and high-tech gear. Most members, including Judge's children, are the results of heavy gene editing. They have amazing strength, tough exoskeletons, super fast healing, and almost no emotions. Just imagine an army where every soldier is like a lab-made superhero. No fear, no doubt, just pure focus on the mission. That's what makes Germa 66 so terrifying. They're not just soldiers, they're living weapons. Lindberg. This mink cat scientist is one of the most important brains in the Revolutionary Army. He works quietly behind the scenes, but his inventions can totally change the outcome of a battle. One of Lindberg's biggest achievements is building laser weapons. That's something only the top genius engineers in the world can do. This puts Lindberg in the same league as some of the smartest inventors in One Piece. He's a seriously powerful mystery, and way too many people underestimate him. Lindberg also has a jetpack that lets him fly through the air. This gives him a huge tactical advantage in any fight. He can attack from above, dodge enemy moves easily, or fly quickly to important locations on the battlefield. He's not just smart, he's super mobile and extremely versatile in combat. Buckingham Stussy. Buckingham Stussy isn't just some random scientist. She used to be part of MADS, an illegal science group where geniuses like Vegapunk, Caesar Clown, Queen, and Judge work together. Some people say she mostly just benefited from their research instead of adding much herself. But honestly, we don't fully know the truth yet. Just the fact that she was in that group says a lot about how smart or sneaky she really might be. Mads made a clone of her, the current Stussy, who works under Vegapunk and was a top agent in CP0. That's not a small deal. You don't get cloned unless you're seriously interesting. Oh, and Buckin isn't just a scientist. She's also a former member of the Rocks Pirates, one of the most dangerous pirate crews ever. That crew was insanely violent, with members who would literally kill each other. Buckin survived in that madness for over 10 years. That means she was super tough in her prime. And just look at Stussy, the clone. She learned Rakashiki, a super advanced combat style. That probably means the original Buckin had similar strength, skills, and raw talent back in the day. If a clone of her can become a world-class spy, imagine what the real one could do. Buckingham Stussy is still a mystery. She might be hiding some huge secrets from Mads or Rocks. Or maybe she just got really lucky. Either way, she's definitely not someone to ignore. Dr. Vegapunk. Dr. Vegapunk is by far the smartest scientist in the One Piece world. When people say he's 500 years ahead of everyone, they literally mean it. Think about this. Frankie was able to rebuild some of his tech just by looking at Vegapunk's old blueprints. That's how insanely advanced Vegapunk was, even back then. He's the only person who truly understands how devil fruits work. He also figured out the secrets of sea stone, and he invented a way to put devil fruit powers into objects, like swords and guns. But even more impressive, his theory goes deeper. He believes devil fruits are the result of human dreams and desires, and the ocean rejects users because those dreams go against nature. That's actually kind of poetic. In medicine, he's done the impossible. He created the Seraphim, younger versions of the warlords, boosted with Lunarian powers. He gave Kizaru's lasers to pacifistas. He turned Kuma into a perfect cyborg, and he completely cured Bonnie's sapphire scales disease, a disease that no other doctor could even touch. That's straight up legendary. And get this, he once cut off his own giant head and removed part of his brain to store it somewhere else, and survived. Like, who even thinks of that? That shows total mastery of the human body. He basically hacked biology. On the tech side, Vegapunk turned Karakuri Island into the first future island. Then came Egghead with climate control, holograms, auto factories, you name it. His biggest invention was Mother Flame, a near-infinite energy source that only he and his satellites can create. That's beyond futuristic. He also made most of the world government's powerful tech, like warships covered in sea stone, and next-gen weapons. His inventions are so valuable, destroying them is considered a crime against the world. But in the end, Vegapunk is a tragic genius. The same people who once trusted him ended up hunting him down because he dared to study forbidden history. His death on Egghead Island is the beginning of a massive turning point for the world. His legacy, his science, and his dreams, they'll definitely shape the future, even if he's no longer around. J. Garcia Saturn. Saturn has held extreme power for over 200 years. He's basically a cold, calculating wolf who controls every major science project in the world government. He doesn't need to prove anything. He has unlimited resources, huge authority, and a mind sharp enough to sacrifice anyone just to protect the world order he believes in. Over time, he helped build a science system that only exists to maintain control. Let's take a closer look at his true power. Saturn isn't just a boss watching from above. He personally works on the most advanced experiments. For example, he injected devil fruit essence into Bonnie's body when she was just a kid. That shows he deeply understands how devil fruits work. Even Dr. Vegapunk, the smartest man in the world, had to study this for years to figure it out. What's even more insane is how confident Saturn is in his own mind. He seriously believed he could fully control Vegapunk. Even though he messed up by not predicting Vegapunk's trick with the Pacifista command system, Saturn's ability to read people and situations is still super scary. During the Egghead arc, Saturn actually showed up himself. He led the mission to kill Vegapunk, which proves just how important this event is to the world government. A Gorosei coming to the battlefield is something we almost never see. Saturn sees people like test subjects. He has zero moral limits when it comes to using science for power. This is what science looks like when it's controlled by someone obsessed with domination. No rules, no empathy. Even though he eventually lost his immortality and died because of Imu, his influence still lives on in the cruel science system he helped create. Dr. Tsukimei. Dr. Tsukimei is honestly one of the most unique scientists in One Piece. He didn't have any crazy powers or world-changing influence, but his creations unexpectedly changed the future of others in a big way. Tsukimei lived a super quiet life on Karakuri Island. He spent his days building 4 robot-like machines called automata, named Spacey, Cosmo, Galaxy, and Macro. These robots weren't just metal, they actually had real emotions. They could cry and feel sadness, especially when mourning their father. That means Tsukimei somehow gave his machines a kind of soul, which is a seriously rare skill in the One Piece world. He lived simply, enjoying moon-gazing and eating dumplings with his robot children. Just peaceful vibes, but then tragedy hit. Tsukimei died in a totally unexpected and kind of sad funny way. He choked on a dumpling after being super shocked by a massive explosion on the moon. Yeah, the moon. Sounds random, but it completely changed everything. The Automata were heartbroken. They buried their father and swore revenge on whoever caused the explosion. That one moment turned them into angry Avengers. Even though Tsukimei wasn't a fighter at all, his inventions ended up creating characters with real purpose and rage. Their story later takes readers all the way to the moon, uncovering ancient civilizations and teasing secrets about the mysterious Lunarian race. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.